I always say, like, you either pay for everything with time or with money. And it's like not a choice. You have to decide. And so a lot of people pay with time. I just choose to pay with money.
People will say like free course or like free this, but people don't value free. I can give you like an $8,000 worth of value, of course, but if you didn't actually like put the money to pay for, like grind to pay for it, there's no attachment there to actually like, I went broke trying to pay for this. I have to make this work.
Now I get on calls with people who have been in business for 2 years, 3 years, and they're like still at square one.
That's what I get asked a lot, is like, how do I connect with someone who's higher level, but I don't have anything to provide, so why would they work with me?
I don't have like a golden answer. I would say you just have to work hard. Like things just happen. Like, you know, a lot of things that have happened to me, it wasn't even intentional. Like meeting Tony, I didn't intentionally go and try to meet Tony. It was like through another one of my mentors. I learned about him, eventually connected with him. And then I just paid him money to get to know him on a more personal level. And that's just how it goes. Like, you have to pay your way into rooms. There is no other choice.
Did you just ask him like how much your hourly rate was?
Not like, even that. I just like paid him. Like I was going to go to Costa Rica with him and Matt Shields and Josh Rivera for a couple of days. Unfortunately, something got messed up with his visa, so he didn't end up going. But instead, I made that connection through that, and then I just paid him money for the mentoring itself. And now I just have calls with him and just had brunch with him. I'm going to Scottsdale, Arizona next month with him and Jeremy Miner and some other really awesome people. So that's just gonna propel you so far forward. I mean, because they see what we see. They may see a path you're walking down, but they've already walked that path, and they've also seen other team members and other companies walk that path, and like, no, you shouldn't go there. So having that is so valuable. 100%. And I always say, like, you either pay for everything with time or with money. And it's like not a choice, right? Like you have to decide. And so a lot of people pay with time. I just choose to pay with money. Right?
Smart,
and so like that's why I've progressed quickly, because a lot of people don't do that. They don't get a mentor. They're scared of spending money. I borrowed money at the beginning to start. I borrowed from my parents. Man, I'm not gonna lie.
You put your chips all in. And you
100%.
didn't even walk that path yet. And you're just like, you know, I'm just gonna go all in on myself. And that is something a lot of people do not have. And that is a trait that absolutely is very rare.
Because it's like the way I think of it is, especially starting out, a lot of people, they take the wrong turn, right? And then they get lost. They have to find their way back. It's almost like a car. Like you're trying to get to somewhere, but you don't have a roadmap to get there. And you're driving, you take the wrong turn, you have to come back a month later when you figure it out, and then you go again, you try again.
It's like trying to go somewhere on Google Maps. It's like it's not, you're going to probably get there, but it's going to take you like way longer.
And now I get on calls with people who've been in business for 2 years, 3 years, and they're like still at square one. And it's because they drove out, they figure out they were like at a dead end, had to drive all the way back. That was 6 months, and they do it again. It's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pay for someone who already knows 100%. What they're doing and never go through it myself.
And I think that's kind of like also going back to like, you know, where they stop, right? And that's kind of comes with consistency. Like a lot of people, they want everything fast, and like they don't know what to do. And I think obviously the best thing you can do is to get a mentor as soon as possible. Because like I made that mistake. I would like try figuring things out on my own, but like as soon as you pay for a mentor, everything just clears up. And then you're literally like paying to shorten the timeline of all those mistakes. And it sounds cliche, but people don't realize it. And then, you know, a lot of people are going to pay for the mentors, and they're going to try it, and they're going to see some success, and then they're going to quit. Because the thing is, like, if they're going to go into this journey, they're going to go in thinking like, hey, like, I want to actually build a successful business. I don't want to just make some cash, because a lot of people make some cash and then they just leave, you know, and we've kind of both experienced that, like starting off. And I think like, you know, when I started too, like I didn't have a lot of money to my name. Like I didn't have anything. And then I would just pay for the mentor. Like I was like, what else am I going to do with this? I'm just going to sit here and like have it in my bank account doing nothing, you know? So I think you kind of had those. If you want to kind of like, I think you told us a little bit on like when you started too. I guess you were kind of, you know, you were working and you're kind of paying off for your own mentorship. And that's obviously like a very tough position, you know, because a lot of people have like their parents, or, you know, things are not even that expensive sometimes, you know? So I guess like were you able to just pay for your mentorship monthly and then like manage school and all that?
Well, I worked right after I got home from school. I didn't work on my business side. I worked at a restaurant, my parents' restaurant, to make money to be able to pay. And I just split into monthly payments to be able to pay for it. I borrowed money from my mom, and I pretty much was broke. I mean, that's all the money I had. It was like $8,000. It was $1,600 a month for 6 months straight. But there also is a thing I want to talk about with mentorships is like people will say like free course, like or like free this, but people don't value free. And I can give you like an $8,000 worth of value, of course, but if you didn't actually like put the money to pay for, like grind to pay for it, there's no attachment there to actually like, I don't know how to explain this well, but like when you give something for free, they're like, thank you. But they don't like, it's different when you like actually like, I went broke trying to pay for this. I have to make this work. Like I'll give a friend access to my course and they're like, oh, thank you. But I know it's valuable. It would change your life. Yeah. But since I gave it to them for free, it's like there was no pressure for them to create that success. And
it almost sounds weird, but like value almost like, or perceived value at least doesn't even come from what's in the course. It comes from the price tag.
Yeah, actually,
and it's like, it's crazy. Like if I, cause sometimes like, for example, you've probably seen on those websites where people like traffic the fake, like the people's courses, like you can buy them for like $2.
Yeah.
And people buy it, a course that would normally cost like $10K.
Yeah.
And somehow nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Because they don't do shit.
There's no price commitment. Price commitment is really huge.
Yeah.
Like I think with you guys too, higher ticket clients are easier to work with than lower paying clients. Yeah. Lower paying clients are usually a bigger headache. They expect 100%. A lot more. But the higher paying clients, like invoices paid immediately same day. Yeah. That's like easy. 100%. Like if it's an AK agreed, that gets paid same day. Those guys that for $1,000, $2,000, they need to be followed up with. Those guys that can just pull the trigger on 8K, those are the easiest guys to work with. 100%. I mean, they're very easy to work. I knew you guys know this because those guys, they know what's up and they know that they need to pay this price to get what they want.
100%. And I think that's kind of going for like when I signed my first like 2 clients, I remember it was like, this was almost like 2 years. I don't even remember exactly where it was, a year ago or something. And when I did sign them, the first 2 clients I did sign, they churned in the first month. Yeah. And it was literally because I had like a pay-per appointment model, and it was very low ticket. And you would sell them on this very fancy like, oh, you don't have to pay for that much. But it's like, that's just like in the moment, you know, everyone's going to feel that in the moment. But then they're going to realize, oh, it actually costs me more to pay this, right? The cheaper you pay, it's actually going to cost you more because you're going to deal with the headache. And at the same time, they're thinking about the money more. Yeah. Like if I charge someone $200 per appointment, they're going to think about, oh, that $200 that I paid.
It's adding up.
Yeah, it's adding up. And they're thinking about it. But like, I guess like the biggest way is to get them to go all in, like you said.
Make a commitment with you.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's kind of where they're just, they trust you, right? Yeah. And if someone can trust you right then and there, they're most likely going to trust you for the next few months. And that's going to build that relationship.
Yeah.
So